Welcome everyone to the latest Bethesda Project Volunteer Lunch and Learn. We're so glad you could join us today. We've been doing this for about, I think, 5 or 6 months. Started as a way to engage our volunteers during the pandemic, and then became a great way to reach out to our larger community, give a little bit more insight into Bethesda Project and ways to support our mission. So today's kind of a bit of a focused lunch and learn, specifically with our upcoming home run virtual 5K. So some tips to help fundraise for that. So today we have Sarah Carter joining us, our illustrious Development and Communications Manager, I believe. And she's joined us before and already had a great lunch and learn, so we're excited to hear more from her. So just housekeeping, I think we've all used Zooms before, but just in case, if we're getting a lot of feedback, we'll put you on mute, but feel free to ask questions at any point during it, and we'll have a time at the end as well to ask questions. You can also use the chat if you prefer at the bottom of your screen to write a question or whatever you feel like doing. So without further ado, Sarah, the floor is yours.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you've signed up for the Home Run 5K, thank you so much for being a part of the race. This is one of our major fundraising efforts for the year. And we're so excited to be able to share some tips and tricks and new ways to engage the people who are running and help support you as you're helping support us. The one thing Bethesda Project really prides itself on is that we're family, and being able to help each other is incredibly important. So thank you so much again for being here and for being a part of the race. If you're not running as a part of the race, these are also some good tips and tricks that you can use. Say if you want to do your own fundraiser on behalf of Bethesda Project, and just fundraising in general, ways to connect beyond just putting a Facebook fundraiser up on your page, or just simply sending emails out. These are just some of the new ways to engage with our audience. So the one main thing in any kind of relationship building and establishing connections with people and getting them on your side, so to speak, but to really invest them in your mission is thinking about why. Why are you running? Why do you support Bethesda projects? I've got a fun little video for why we are doing our event. So this is just one example of a way to connect with people. I created this video for Bethesda Project to show why we have this event. We're running for our family. The faces that you saw in the video are our guests, our residents, our staff members. I was not paid by Jeffrey to put his photo at the end.
I was gonna say, you got some good models there.
I apologize. The video it just had some background music, and I can share that out with the group in an email after the event. I'm very sorry that the sound didn't come. It had some like upbeat, exciting music. But we created this video as a way to show the faces of who people would be helping. We created the video to show that we're running for our family. We're running for change because we want to end homelessness and we want to create opportunities for people to succeed. And we're running for them. We're running for these folks. So we wanted that to really come through in our marketing. And as we're asking people specifically, will you join me in running this race? So I just want to ask the group, for those of you who are running, why are you running? What's motivating you to be a part of this cause?
for me, I want to do better than Tina.
We do have a very competitive staff, so.
Well, and part of that does drive the fundraising. Like you'll see one of the tips later on is a mini like informal competitions, but that's really good. It's good to have that. What are some other motivations?
We had somebody in the chat write, I can run/walk and many people will be helped by the money I can raise.
That's fantastic.
And people just wanting to support Bethesda project.
Yeah, that motivation of wanting to help people succeed, and knowing that, you know, by making a simple action of walking, that's there to help somebody else. So with those whys, I want y'all to think about a snowflake. What are some things that are special about snowflakes?
None of them are the same.
Yeah, none of them are the same. They can happen in any season, depending on what the weather is. They happen all over the world. They happen. They're something that's created from a cause and effect. There's lots of things that are special about snowflakes, and they also have from the picture you can see there's many branches of snowflakes. There's a lot of different intricate designs, and just like a snowflake, we as humans, we have multiple networks. We have multiple different facets of ourselves. We as humans are individual and unique, and that means we connect with different people. So thinking about just how this snowflake looks, this is just one of infinite amount of snowflakes, but thinking about our networks, each one of these branches or arms can be a different network of people. So it could be, you know, your church as one arm, your sewing club as another arm, your family as another arm, your soccer club as another arm. But each one of these arms represents a different network of who we are. So I know we're virtual, but I would encourage you all after this event to take a look at what your snowflake looks like. Draw out this image of what your networks look like and write down a list of names of people that you could approach for the 5K fundraising based on who those names are and those different networks that you reach. I think statistically from a social media standpoint, each person has 140 people per network just on their Facebook page. So there's so many different ways and so many different people we can connect with to reach out to people who might be interested in our mission, just based on the various networks that we serve. And again, each one looking different like that snowflake. So reaching those networks, we can reach out to people through email, through social media, specifically posts or private messages, phone calls, texts, personal, but socially distanced and masked, because we want to make sure you're safe, conversations. How else could we reach out to people? Yes, Facebook. That's an excellent way to connect to people.
Hanging a sign in our window.
On the tennis court, that's a great one. Because especially when you're like batting is that I'm not very good at tennis. Batting is the correct swinging.
I don't think so.
I'm very sorry. I'm very tennis illiterate, I suppose. But it's a great place to reach out to people when you're having these casual conversations. Hanging a sign from the window, also a really great way to connect with people, because especially if you're looking for something unusual, people's eyes get drawn to the wait, what's happening? I might put mine in my windows. People are walking through me in a South Philly street. But yeah, those are all some really great ways to just connect and get a message out to those networks. But how do we do that? How do you ask them to donate? Making it personal. We talked about what our whys are. Why are you running? Why does Bethesda Project matter to you? People really connect with something personal. When we created a fundraisers toolkit this year, we put some images in there, like this one graphic, I'm running for Eli from October 16th to 18th. Will you join me? Here's with an image like this, you're letting people know I'm running for this person. I'm helping them find a home that works for them. I'm providing with this simple act of walking. I'm creating voices and allowing people to have their voice. So these moments, these stories, even through emails and social media, appealing to people's emotions, using those vivid stories. What is a specific memory that you have of volunteering? What's a specific event that spoke to you? What's your favorite thing about being a board member or committee member? Even something like, what was the reason you got first involved? If you've been involved with Bethesda Project for 20 years, like that's really powerful and so important to be dedicated to a cause for so long. Letting people know those reasons on why and how you first got involved really can speak volumes on why and how to help people support you. And those can be embedded into Facebook messages, into emails, but that personal connection is what gets people excited, especially if they've never heard about us before. And going beyond just Facebook fundraisers, using your social media in new ways. So you could use your Facebook stories. This example of Eli again, we're trying to appeal to people's emotions. So there's a template for a Facebook and Instagram story where you could put in what your specific donor link is, your donor fundraising page. But it's telling people we're creating, by donating, you're going to help provide a home, provide a meal, and provide a family. People get excited to look at Facebook stories because it's only up for 24 hours. It's good for people that are home during the pandemic and they're just wasting time looking at stories. Definitely not me. That was a wink. I apologize, everyone. But using some of these different ways and different avenues rather than just making a post, because everybody's at home is scrolling through Facebook, scrolling through Instagram, because we can't really go out as much. But using these in different ways and different avenues catches people's attention. And posting different content each time, not using the same message. Maybe you have multiple memories, but if you're posting about the event regularly on social media, posting a different story, posting a different memory, but different things each time, because in a world where we're getting inundated with posts and pictures and videos, that sticks out. Another way is to go on Facebook or Instagram Live and talk to your followers and friends about why you're fundraising for Bethesda Project. This is a great way to share those details and share those stories, and it also creates that personal connection. I feel a lot more connected when I'm speaking to people face to face than I am when I'm getting an email. And the great thing is that Facebook Live, and it records and it saves, so you can share that video out even in an email. But also engaging with people when you're posting on social media. So one thing that I did was I went and tagged all of my friends in a post who donated to my personal Facebook fundraiser for the race, just saying thank you and helping me reach my goal. And then putting my post at the bottom with my fundraising page. That way people know and can see, oh, I want to go donate. That way they can follow that. And for all the people who may have liked your Facebook post about donating, sending them a private message and saying, hey, I saw that you really like my post. I would be so honored if you could donate, $50 to my campaign. Because another tip is that if you tell people, can you please raise this specific amount, you're more likely to get that amount than you are a lesser amount. So being able to give a specific donation amount. And then also posting updates about your progress, whether it's your run training or, hey, I reached my $500 goal. Can we make it to $250? Other memories about volunteering or attending events. You could put these in your Facebook fundraiser itself, or even in on your Facebook page. But also maybe pictures of you training, wearing your shirt. If you are making a casserole and you really love making casseroles for the Bethesda project, post a picture of you making a casserole and talking about your message, and putting your fundraising link on there. But just different ways to connect. And creating a sense of fun. As Bill mentioned earlier, informal competitions. If there's a specific person you want to beat, maybe it's making a bet with them to see who can raise the most money, or who can run the fastest time. Or if you need help raising a certain goal, making a public promise that if you raise X amount of dollars, you could do a silly dance, or you'll play tennis wearing a silly hat or something. But if, or even allowing, like, I'll let my children pick this thing for me to do if I raise a certain goal. But that kind of motivation, especially if it's something that your friends or colleagues would love to see you do, that gives them a good motivation for them to give you money for this cause. And to stay excited. If people see your enthusiasm and your excitement, they're going to want to join in. Another way too is just to match your donors' gifts and let people know about it. If you're currently at $0 on your fundraising page, making a $25 donation first is a great way to say, I'm invested in this cause, and so that way it adds a little bit of credibility to it. Or even doing something like, for every dollar I raise, I'll personally match with another donation, even up to X amount of dollars. So that way it's realistic for yourself. But these are just, that would be just one way to create an avenue for people to get excited and to know that you're also invested in the mission. And we, in our fundraising toolkit, we also created an easy way to raise $750 in 7 days, utilizing those networks that we talked about earlier in the session, your Snowflake. Send an email to 5 friends asking you to join in and making a $20 donation. Share your fundraising page with 4 coworkers, asking each one to make a $25 donation. Tag 5 friends, and like in a similar post like I did on social media about the race, and asking them to make a $25 donation. Reaching out to 4 family members, asking them to sponsor you for the event for $25. Making a donation towards your own fundraising goal. Asking a business or a local organization that you have a connection with to sponsor you for $100, and to reach out to 4 people who are in a shared group or another arm of that Snowflake, and ask them to contribute $25 each. So if every person does that, you have $75 or $750 in 7 days, and it's just reaching out to maybe 4 or 5 people a day. It spreads it out, so it's not a huge burden on you. And it makes it a little less daunting, because when people look at a fundraising goal, sometimes it's like, okay, I've already paid my $25 registration. How am I going to get to $200? Especially like if people's connection might not have as many connections. But it's really easy when we break it out and we look at, okay, well, I'm a part of this group, I'm a part of this group, I'm a part of that group, I have this job, I'm very close with old coworkers. And then just breaking it out and doing a few people a day can help us get to our goal a lot easier. Now add on some of those other techniques that we just talked about, and we might be up to 1,500, which would be great, because then more people could be served. So make a plan. How can you reach your goal in 5 days? So here are some resources where I got some of the tips and tricks that we just talked about. And we also on our fundraising page, we have a fundraisers toolkit with social media tips and tricks, and actual templates that you can use on your own social media page with suggested copy that you can personalize. We also have a template for email that you can use. There's videos, but there's a lot of different tools that you can use to help assist your own fundraising and reaching out to people for the cause. So again, I just want to say thank you for being a part of this. This is the first time we've done a kind of webinar to help, help give people some tools to be successful. So I just want to say thank you for being a part of this and for helping us reach new audiences, bringing them into the Bethesda Project family, and then being like that way, because we're all here for the guests and residents and their success. So just thank you for helping us help them.